KCAL News, Los Angeles.
Welcome to KCAL News at 11 on CBS Los Angeles and streaming on CBS News Los Angeles. I'm Ruta Shabazi. Right now, victim impact statements and pleas for mercy in a Van Nuys courtroom, where socialite Rebecca Grossman is being sentenced in the 2020 deaths of two brothers in Westlake Village. KCAL News reporter Tina Patel is live in Van Nuys with the very latest. Tina.
Well, the judge is just getting that hearing back underway after more than an hour of testimony from people in the community, friends, neighbors, and family members of the two young boys that were killed. There was a lot of emotion, so the judge actually asked for everyone to take a break. They're just now getting back into session. Now, cameras are not allowed in court, but I do have some video to show you of Rebecca Grossman. This was taken earlier this year when she was still on trial for the death of these two boys. You might remember that in February, she was convicted of second-degree murder and vehicular manslaughter for the death of Mark and Jacob Iskander. The young brothers were in a Westlake Village crosswalk in September 2020 when Grossman hit them in her SUV at a high rate of speed. Prosecutors say Grossman has not taken responsibility or shown any remorse. That's why they're recommending a maximum sentence of 34 years to life in state prison. And what we've heard this morning is a number of people who knew those two young boys talking about how young they were, how their lives were cut short, and how they feel like their entire community is now grieving, and that Mrs. Grossman not showing any remorse has made their grief even worse. So they are asking the judge to take that into consideration, to have a sentence that reflects the gravity of the reckless and selfish actions, is what many people have said. Now, Grossman has some new attorneys since the trial. They have new attorneys. They are asking the judge to consider probation or perhaps a sentence of 12 years for the lesser manslaughter charge. We are not sure if Grossman will actually take the stand and make a statement herself today, but that is what we are waiting to hear. We have also been told that Nancy Iskander, the mother of the young boys that were killed, will also make a statement. Again, already a lot of emotion that we've seen in the courtroom today. Rebecca Grossman has been kind of holding back tears, at some points weeping as she's listened to the victim impact statements. And of course, many people that know the Iskanders and the boys also having a lot of tears and emotion that we're seeing. We will see how long the hearing goes on, and then of course bring you any updates when the judge decides what the sentence will be. We're expecting that to happen later on today. Right now, we'll send it back to you.
Okay, Tina, thank you. We have breaking Lakers news right now. Their top coaching candidate says no deal. KCAL Sports confirming UConn's Dan Hurley turned down the job. The franchise reportedly made a compelling case to the 51-year-old two-time national champion, featuring a lucrative long-term deal, reportedly 6 years and $70 million. But Hurley already has a top-5 team returning next season at Connecticut. The Lakers have also interviewed New Orleans assistant James Borrego twice. A chaotic scene in South LA this morning as a mob of thieves looted an AutoZone store. Police say the break-in happened just before 4 a.m. This is at Century Boulevard and Hoover Street. When police arrived, everyone took off. Officers did chase one car and eventually took a person into custody. The LAPD says as many as 50 people were involved in the looting. They say there was a street takeover in the area, but they haven't confirmed if the same group was involved. Police are searching for burglary suspects in Arcadia after a break-in ended with the victims fighting back. This happened just before midnight near Walnut and Hawley Avenue. Officers say the suspects confronted the homeowners who were standing outside waiting for police to arrive. A fight broke out and one of the homeowners then fired a gun into the air. Only minor injuries.